In this third video, I will discuss what you need to do before completing your first field event as a RAIST County Task Force. Prior to completing activities associated with the County Task Force team, the team leader will need to find team members. The easiest way for this to occur is for the County Task Force teams to associate with a larger, already established group. For instance, the first group in Callaway County, Kentucky has the Murray State University chapter of the Wildlife Society students as the backbone of this group. This makes the County Task Force team stronger and helps achieve the mission of the overarching project by providing educational experiences relevant to invasive species management to undergraduates that intend to pursue natural resource careers. Each group will hold at least 2 field days per year, coordinated by the County Task Force leader with support from other team members. The field days can occur on public or private land. County Task Force teams should focus where their efforts are believed to be of greatest value. Coordination with landowners or land management officials will be conducted to ensure a clear understanding of activities, participants, permits required, outcomes, etc. Coordination with the RAIST is recommended to help with consistency among individual county events. I will cover planning and running a field day event in a separate video. However, prior to completion of a field day, your group should begin to accrue the items and/or trainings that will be needed to be successful. These items will generally coincide with 2 aspects of a field day: the active management of invasives during a day in the field, and an outreach event. Depending on where you are conducting your field day, you may be able to have these at the same location. However, in some cases, such as on private landowners' property, this may not be possible, and it may be more conducive to conduct your community outreach at a public location, such as a school or park. This will depend on the outreach your team has planned. The team leader will be responsible for purchasing items for the team, though team members can be involved in this process as needed, such as with helping pick up the items and or generating an equipment list. This is a list of items a team may want to consider purchasing. This does not mean all equipment would get used at every event, but with the startup funds we currently have available, it is best to purchase items that teams can envision will be needed now and in the future. During the first event conducted by the Callaway County Task Force team, most of the tools were needed, and you might find that you need other items relevant to your team's plans. Please note, though a chainsaw is included on this list, chainsaws are dangerous. Only people who are trained in their use should be using them. If you have a lot of inexperienced volunteers, we suggest you focus on work that does not require a chainsaw, or have one trained person devoted to chainsaw work while another team lead works with the remaining volunteers. Wearing a proper PPE while using the chainsaw is absolutely necessary, and if you purchase a chainsaw, it will be expected that you also purchase the PPE needed to go with it. Also, drinks and snacks are not typically allowed purchases for reimbursement, but are nice to have for volunteers. You might consider speaking to the RAIST committee or fundraising money to have these present at your field events. At the very least, you should have water present. Something to consider when making these purchases is someone in each group will need to be a property custodian. This person will likely be the team leader. They will be responsible for finding a place to keep the equipment purchased and for ensuring equipment is transferred to a new group leader within the same team if they decide to no longer be a team lead, or for providing the equipment to the RAIST to be distributed among teams if the county-level team task force were to dissolve. Storage locations will vary by the team leader. For instance, our task force is maintaining our team's equipment at Hancock Biological Station. In addition to equipment, you will want your team leader and any other team members you deem appropriate to have their herbicide applicator license or certification prior to your first field day. For the team I lead, we decided to complete the exam associated with Category 10, Research and Demonstration, Non-Commercial Pesticide Applicator Licenses in Kentucky. In Tennessee, one should complete the exam for the Commercial Applicator Certification and can also decide to do Category 10. You can decide what is best, but given the overall objective of the race, Category 10 seems most appropriate. Once you decide on your category, make sure to read over the core manual and the PDF associated with your category. I am showing examples from Kentucky here, but Tennessee has similar resources on their website. Note that at the end of each of the chapters in the core manual, there are practice exams, and this information and the quizzes are also available online if you prefer that format. I suggest taking the quizzes to prepare for the exam. Questions associated with materials from your particular category will make up a decent part of your exam, so make sure to study this fully along with the core manual. Also note that you may be given pictures of pests, herbicide labels, etc. to answer questions about on the exams. Please do not let this come as a surprise to you. Once you have studied, you can take your exam. In Kentucky, this will involve finding your local testing center and determining the day and times they are giving their exams. This is an example table for 2022, and in other years you will need to go onto their website for an updated table. For a larger group, you may be able to get a representative to come and give the exam at your location, but this will depend on the individual contact. In Tennessee, they have made it a bit simpler as you can register for the exam and take it online. All of these exams have a fee associated with them, and I will discuss reimbursement for these fees in another video. The links provided here will get you to the sites for Tennessee and Kentucky that describe more details regarding the process.